Hello, dear friends. I am Zane. I'm an energy intuitive, and welcome to this month's energy update. Every month, I meditate and I seek guidance from Spirit about the energy of the month ahead. And this month, it's no different. I have meditated for us and I have sought some guidance. And this video, I want you to look at it as a weather report of what to expect for the month of July. What are some of the lessons? What are some of the blessings and the things that you can incorporate to help you and the world navigate the upcoming times? Today, we're going to address the month of July. There are many energy updates that came through, and some of these updates are going to play such a major role in your life and mine and the collective world that we live in. And I'm sure you're wondering, Zane, what are some of these energies? Well, changes are coming, obstacles might arise, but the future is still bright for those who want to claim their future. Guys, we're divine beings of light and we can choose our future. So get a cup of coffee or tea or whatever beverage you like, get cozy, and let's dive into the full energy weather report for the month of July. Hello friends, I pray that you're staying safe and sound and that you are ready for the second half of 2020. Can you believe it? We're already on the second half of 2020. Doesn't it feel like just yesterday we were saying Happy New Year to one another? Wow, time flies, time flies. So guys, as you can see, many changes are occurring in our world. The things that we thought were normal once are no longer normal. Things are actually escalating and changing in such rapid ways that my intention that this weather report, this energy update for the month of July will help you in navigating the current path you're on with ease, with poise, with tranquility, so you can really make a difference both in your personal life and in the collective world that you are part of. Because when you understand the big themes that are playing out collectively for the world, and personally in your world, you are able to really become a human being who's living from intention and who's living from clarity than a human being who wakes up each and every day hoping that the day will be a good one. So I hope that you take the information that I share with you, maybe even have some notes about them so you can really understand the big picture and start applying these things into your life. So let's dive in. The first energy update for the month of July: study wins the race. Guys, if there's one thing we can all learn from the early part of 2020 all the way to the month of July is that life can get in the way. And when life gets in the way, things can get hard. And sometimes things can come into a complete stop. Now, the difference between high achievers and those who are not is the focus on the little steps that they do each and every day. And guys, I want to draw in a picture for you because all of us have lived in one way or shape this reality over the past 3-4 months. And see, when the coronavirus hit and the quarantine started to become a reality, many people, I talk to people all day long. That's my job. I am a transformational coach and an energy worker, and part of my work is talking to people, seeing what's happening in their life, providing guidance and healing and whatever form that I can provide. And one thing I noticed that many people started to do when the quarantine hit, especially during the heavy season of the pandemic, which was like March, April, and May, is they stopped living and literally started to just consume media. And what I mean by consume media is people just started to live on the news. They started to watch TV and TV alternatives like Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, and all the other platforms that provide movies and entertainment. And guys, it is okay to remain informed. It is okay to watch TV every now and then, but to completely stop your life and replace everything you've ever done with just media and being informed, which is the excuse that many people use. Even I fall into that trap every now and then, like, oh, I just got to know what's happening. No, that's not true, because being well informed doesn't mean you have to stop living. Being well informed doesn't mean you have to neglect your wealth, your health, your energy, and not paying attention to what's happening in your own body. And I noticed that's been the struggle that many people have been living through. And today I want to provide you with a solution. And the solution is study wins the race. Study progress over the long term, having long-term vision and not focused on just what's happening right now is what allows you to finish the race. And guys, when I say finish the race, many people think that you have to have like a big goal, like you're gonna have to be the next Steve Jobs or the next Steve Wozniak or whoever is like the hot and popular person right now in order to make progress. Not at all. Small progress in our life could be very different, and it has to come from the self. It has to come from the self. So guys, I encourage you to really start taking stock of how you have led your life, especially during the quarantine and right now. Get a pen and paper, sit down. I asked you earlier to get a cup of coffee and or tea or whatever beverage you like. And so if you're at this point, maybe pause the video and really journal and ask yourself the hard questions that many people do not like to ask themselves. And these are things like, how did I operate during the pandemic? Was I a reactive person? Was I just reacting to everything that's happening on the news, what my family are telling me, what's happening in our school system, with our jobs? Was my emotions up and down? Was I 1 minute an absolute delight and the next I am like a monster? These are all things that we must track and measure. And guys, another thing is, were you blaming? Were you blaming that you're spending so much time trying to be very informed that you're losing productivity? You gotta apply the 3 touch point schedule, which is something that I taught to all of my students, especially when the pandemic hit really hard and people felt like they have to be glued into the TV. And I said, guys, you don't have to be glued into the TV. All you have to do is sit still for 5 to 10 minutes, 3 times a day, to survey what's happening on the media. Because what they are doing in the media, they are literally just spinning the same story over and over and over in different parts of the country, in different parts of the world. We know that there is a virus, we know that disease is looming, and we know that we want to practice social distancing and other things to protect ourselves and those around us. But that does not justify us living on TV. It does not. And if you don't resonate with this message and this is not for you, then guess what? My style of teaching, my mentoring style is not for you, because I address the elephants in the room. I don't sugarcoat things. I don't just, oh yeah, do your best and forget the rest. While that is one of my mantras, but that's on going with the flow, not on intentionality. So guys, sit down, ask yourself these questions, really take stock of how you felt this entire first part of 2020, and don't be judgmental with yourself. Don't be judgmental with yourself. Many people, when they start asking their self these questions, they start the blame game. I should have done this, I could have done that, things would have been better if I was this, if I was that. Guys, judgment lead to nothing productive. What we are doing from this session is we're simply sitting down, taking inventory of what's happening, so then we know what are the areas we want to break through in to go to the next level. And remember, study, always win the race. Guys, there are still 6 months left in the year. What we are doing here is we're acknowledging that life got in the way, and we are taking the time now to have an inventory of what we want to accomplish, and then we start implementing. We start taking small little steps each and every day until the big goal is finished and completed. So maybe one of the questions to add is, what are my goals? What are my goals for the rest of 2020? What are some of the things I would like to achieve? If you're up for the challenge, I want you to pause this video, do this exercise, and put in the comment, what is your goal for the rest of 2020? This is you publicly announcing that you are in charge and you are not going to let little things get in the way. And now we're going to go to the second energy update for the month of July, and that's break things down into small little steps. Guys, if you remember in the first energy update, I mentioned to sit down and have an inventory of what you want to accomplish for the remainder of 2020. And now it's up to us to take it to the next level. There are still 6 months left in the year. And if we know what we want to do for the next 6 months, then guess what? The world is our oyster. But if we don't, or if you didn't take the time in the first energy update to take an inventory, here's another invitation for you to sit down and take an inventory and make sure that you know what are the things that you want to do. And one good way to know if you are focusing on the things that you need to focus on is if they feel in alignment with your values and if they make you feel good to work on them. Take them, break them down, and start making small little steps each and every day and make this consistent. Remember in the first energy update, steady wins the race. Steady wins the race. So guys, those who take small incremental action, people like you and me who apply themselves each and every day, they're the ones who get their big goals achieved in life. And if you're wondering why, it's because those who take small little steps each and every day, before they know it, they finished the 1,000 step journey. While those who are sitting and pontificating and planning and strategizing, all they're doing is they're living in la la land and they're not putting their work to application. So please sit down, figure out what you want to do, break that thing into small little steps and start taking action. And if you're struggling and you really need help, then I highly encourage you to get the Atomic Habit book. It's a book by the author James Clear, and it teaches you exactly how big dreamers achieve their goals. From athletes and Olympians to moms and dads who want to be better parents, to college students who wanted to have higher grades, to men and women who wanted to just live life to the fullest. Atomic Habit is a book that I read 3 times so far, and I'm enjoying it. And if you're wondering, Zane, why you're reading it 3 times, if you read it the first time, shouldn't that be enough? Guys, repetition is what makes things stick. So I highly encourage you to get this book and read it, especially if you wanted to take yourself to the next level, so you're not living life in mediocrity and you're breaking through in the areas that might have been your blind spots. I highly encourage you to get the book. If you don't have it, please use the link underneath this video. If you are using my own links, you are actually supporting this channel and helping me making more videos for you guys. And it won't cost you any more money. It's the same exact money as if you just went to Amazon and picked it. This is simply just my own Amazon storefront. So you'll be supporting me and the channel if you get the book through this format. And now let's dive into the third energy update. Maintain your energy. Oh my goodness, guys. Oh my goodness. This one is huge. Your energy is the most important thing in the world. In my opinion, if you have no energy, you're as good as dead. You are as good as dead. And I know it's a little bit of a drastic statement, but guys, look at it from this perspective. Life is meant to be lived and enjoyed. Life is not meant to be felt like you are struggling and battling every single minute of your life because your energy is being sucked dry by users and abusers. And guys, users and abusers do not have to be people that we know, do not have to be people that are in our life. Sometimes the users and abusers are people that we don't even know. Just get on Facebook, get on Instagram, and God forbid if you turn on the news and you'll get spewed with a barrage of negativity that will just make you feel like you've been attacked energetically. That's why the third energy update is all about maintaining our energy. Because guys, many of us are wondering right now, is this really the world that we live in right now? The sad news is, it's yes. It is the world we live in. However, it is our job to maintain our energy. It is our job to make sure that we're feeling good regardless of what's happening around us, so we can create our reality instead of be in our reality. So guys, here are some of the things that you can do to really apply yourself and maintain your energy. Do some cord cutting. Cord cutting is an energy exercise that allows you to really cleanse your aura from any low vibes that you might have picked on by being around people. And guys, I'm not going to talk in depth about the topic of cord cutting because there's a link that I will include in the description that will explain what the cord cutting process is. And if you need help with it, then please apply that from that video. You will have a full understanding of what cord cutting is. I wanted to make sure that the content is concise and you don't feel like you're drinking from a fire hydrant. So the first thing to do to maintain your energy is do some cord cutting. The second thing is meditate. Guys, meditation, I think I have drilled that point on into your brain since this channel was built. Is meditation is good for you. It helps your mind stay calm and non-reactive, and most importantly, not in an overdrive state. So meditate, meditate, meditate. And last but not least, do something physical each and every day. It doesn't have to be something huge, guys, because I know there's quarantine and some people can't go to the gym, but do something physical, because when you're stagnant, when you're sitting still and you're not doing things, guess what? The energy gets trapped in the body. And when the energy is trapped in the body, oh my gosh, you feel lethargic, you feel upset, you feel down. And we don't want that. We don't want that. We want to feel good. So get moving, get your body moving to let that energy out of your body. And guys, don't overthink it. Keep things simple. And that leads me to the fourth energy update, and this is practicing discernment. Guys, there's so much going on in our world. Oh my gosh, like honest to goodness, 2020 feels like it's already been a year and it's only half a year. And all of the changes that are coming from the world around us, from the government, and us trying to integrate these rules and regulations and all the new things that are part of our life right now, like wear a mask, sanitize your hand, cover your face, all of that stuff. We're trying to make sense of it. And that's where discernment come in very handy, guys, because there's so much going on in our life, in our families' lives, and in our society, that if we don't discern and if we don't start listening to our heart, we won't know what is good for us and what is not. And I wanted to make sure that you understand what discernment is, because many people literally just take the words of others as the truth and nothing but the truth. So guys, please learn how to discern. Please learn how to tap into your own intuitive side so you know what to accept and what to declare that is not for you and that is not your reality. Guys, as I said, many people literally give the media, give the news, give their friends, their family, and people around them the reverence of them telling them the truth. Guys, everyone is telling their own truth, and you must practice discernment and common sense to know what your truth is. Guys, God gave you a free will to choose, gave you a brain to think, and gave you a heart to feel. Start applying your God-given tools to discern what is for you and what is not. Stop just being like one of the other people and just consuming everything that's coming your way, because this is starting to become dangerous and we're starting to really lose track of what is the important thing in our life. So the next time somebody just comes to you and tell you do this or that, even me right now sharing with you, like, these are the energy updates and these are things to be aware of and things to do, start to practice discernment. And here are 4 steps that will easily teach you how to start discerning. Number 1 is sit still. In stillness, the voice of God speaks. And guys, when I say God, I mean the source energy that created everything, you and me included. I'm not talking about some denominational God that belongs to this religion or this practice or this thing. It's the energy that permeates all. Sit still and tune in. Second thing, put your hand on your gut. It's where your stomach is at. That's where the saying gut feeling came from. And then take 3 deep breaths and keep your hand on your gut. Take 3 deep breaths, put your hand on your gut, and then ask yourself, is this good for me? So the news, the information that was shared with you, the guidance that somebody gave you, ask yourself, is this good for me? And put your hand on your gut and tune into your feeling, Because guys, what you're doing here, you're really starting to activate your intuition and starting to rely on your gut feeling and your God-given talents that reside in your heart and in your body, instead of just giving everything to an outside stimuli, hoping that they will give you the right information. We must declare our sovereignty as spiritual beings and start to rely on our own guidance and start to rely on our own intuition. Because guys, when your gut, which is the area where your stomach is, and your heart start to talk to one another, that's when you awaken your intuition and you'll be able to trust the guidance that comes from you. So if you heard a piece of news or a piece of information of someone saying, if you did this, this, and this, you will achieve this, you start to discern and you start to ask and you start to tune in into your energy field and feel if that is good for you. They could be sharing the truth, but it could be their truth, or it could work for people who are in this way of life or in this area of the world, but not for you. And how do you know if it is for you or not? Discernment. Start practicing discernment. I really want to emphasize the importance of this one, because with discernment, intuition wakes up, and when you are tapped into your intuition, oh my gosh, the whole world will change around you. Trust me on that one. My world changed around me, and I know it'll change around you too. And speaking of intuition, the fifth energy update is actually how to awaken your intuitive side. I love how playful is Spirit, because when I meditated for us, I honestly had no ideas what these energies might be. And I just kept asking for guidance and sitting down and being a vessel that receives the information. And I love how Spirit just so playfully tie things together. Guys, I know what you're thinking. Most likely you're saying, Zane, we were really wondering how the heck we're going to get the discernment part going on. And now you're telling us we can also awaken our spirit and become intuitive. Yes, you can, but it takes practice. It takes practice. It takes practice. Intuition awakening is not something that comes overnight. Some people might have it happen overnight, and a lot of times when that happens, it usually is either a trauma or an event in life that just triggers them to have an awakening immediately. And we don't want that to happen for you, because in trauma also there's a lot that happen physiologically, psychologically, mentally, physically, emotionally. So we want to practice awakening our intuition using our own free will. So no worries guys, I got your back. The easiest way to practice awakening your intuition is actually sitting still and tapping into your intuitive side via meditation. Guys, meditation is a practice. It's not a magic pill. Please sit still and meditate for at least 10 to 30 minutes a day for at least 66 days. Yes, you heard it right, 66 days. And I'm going on a rant here because, guys, I am so tired of the 21 days overgeneralization about how to develop habits. Guys, the 21-day format might work for little habits. Like, let's say you want to start brushing your teeth using your non-dominant hand. For me, it's my left hand, and I want to just be able to use my left hand a little bit more than my right one. Or even equal to how much I use my right hand. Yes, a small habit like this one might take me 21 days to develop, and then it becomes a second nature. Now, if the habit that you want to develop is a little bit harder and it requires more effort, let's say you become keto friendly, so you reduce pretty much all of your carb intake to the level where you no longer take them. Or let's say you become vegan, which means you're not going to take dairy, you're not going to take meat, you're not going to take a lot of products that we're used to in our day and age. Guess what? That's not going to take you 21 days. That's not going to take you 21 days. Science has proven it, that the harder the task, the longer it takes. And sometimes it takes up to 66 days. And if the habit is a little bit more involved than that, then it might take up to 84 days. And when the scientists have followed the participant, they notice that sometimes for a habit to really stick, it's upward of 200 plus days. 200 plus days. And guys, the science to this is provided in this session. Go to the link underneath this video, check it out. I don't want you to think that I'm just speaking things at you to influence you. I am just sharing what's already existing, guys, and we're just missing the mark because we're not paying attention. So let's apply the 21-day thing to meditation. So many people many people tell me, Zane, I tried to meditate, but it never worked for me. And the first thing I want to tell them is like, please define try for me. What do you mean you tried? Did you meditate for 21 days and then you advanced to 6 days and then you advanced to 84 days? Or what's going on? What happened? And a lot of times, you know what their answer is? No, we didn't do all of that. And the most common answer is, I tried it for a week and it didn't work out. And that usually gets me so like worked up, because I'm like, guys, that is ludicrous. How can you expect to accomplish something if you just give it a week? Can you imagine if we tell our little baby when he or she come to our life, oh, you only have a week to walk, and you only have a week to learn how to talk, and you only have a week to learn the alphabet, and you only have a week to become an adult. Goodness gracious, guys, when us as adults became such short-sighted people that we actually do not give the reverence to the length of time sometimes it takes to develop good habits. It took us weeks to learn how to walk, and months to learn how to talk, and years to learn how to become adults. Please apply yourself before you knock something down. And I get so passionate about the topic of meditation, guys, because meditation has changed my life. Meditation has really changed my life. I've been meditating since 2007, guys. And that means every single day meditating, not, oh, when it's nice, I will meditate. When I have time, I will meditate. I meditated every single day. And you know how it all started? Once a day, sit down for 5 minutes. Sit down for 5 minutes. I swear to God, it was almost a year before I even thought about going to the next minute part. Because I said, you know what, Zane? Don't jinx what's already working. Every day you've been meditating for almost a year for 5 minutes. Keep that momentum. But then I started to feel so good during the meditations, and then I just sit in the meditation longer, and little by little things have advanced. Now I can be literally in a meditative state for 8 hours straight and not even blink an eye or think twice. I actually did a weekend retreat where for 2 days straight, all we did is meditate. And guess what? There is a huge dream on my vision board to do a 7-day silent meditation retreat. Oh my gosh, 7 days, no talking, just meditating. Yes, sign me up. Where can I go? Where can I go? I love this type of work, guys, because it changed my life. It changed my life. So all right, guys, enough with my rant now. And now back to develop an intuition with meditation. Start small, apply yourself, maybe 5-10 minutes a day, and just start practicing. And guys, if you really need help with meditation, if you really don't know what to do, please download my Grateful Morning Meditation. It's a meditation that I created for you guys. It's absolutely free, and in under 9 minutes, I will teach you how to cultivate a meditation practice. It's simple, it's easy. Grab it, download it, and apply it in your life, and start reaping the results that come from meditation. And please apply it for at least 66 days. For at least 66 days. The meditation is absolutely free. There is no money required. All you have to do is go to the link underneath this video, grab your meditation, and start applying it. And guys, if you enjoy my style and you like my way of teaching and the value that I add into your life, and you feel inspired to purchase some of my meditations or enroll into some of my classes, then that's optional. I just want you to know that everything that I do on this channel and on the zanebaker.com blog is absolutely free, because that's my goodwill out to the world. That is my goodwill out to the world. So all right, guys, that's how you develop intuition. And now we're going to get to the 6th energy update. And this one is very important. Get more comfortable with change. And you might want to be sitting down for this one, because this one is all about there is more change coming in 2020. And I know how you feel, because I personally was feeling this way when this message came through. And I'm like, Spirit, you want me to tell the world that there is more change coming? Are you crazy? Isn't the first part of 2020 enough change for us? And the answer was no, because you guys are now in accelerated mode and you need to apply yourself even faster. And the message was, we're not sharing this with you to alarm you. We're not sharing this with you to scare you. We're sharing this with you to help you become aware and become prepared, so then you can take yourself and your life to the next level and not fear for yourself. So guys, the big elephant in the room, there is more change coming for 2020. There is more change coming for 2020. Now guys, Spirit has confirmed that these changes are coming to help us break free from the mold that we kind of got trapped into. See guys, life has become kind of stagnant and kind of predictable, especially for people in Western society, people in the US, people in Europe. They got accustomed to a certain way of life. Food, electricity, transportation, basic necessities are pretty much met for most people. And please know guys, I'm not speaking for everyone, because I know many people who live in Western societies who are struggling. But for the most part, people in Western societies, they live a semi-predictable, semi-peaceful life, and they haven't met adversity in a long time. And this pandemic coming has really showed people in the Western world what other people in other parts of the world are experiencing. And it's really hard on people who have not seen pain and suffering and uncertainty to witness it for the first time. And now what I want to do guys is share with you a couple of practices that will help you really remain centered, remain calm, remain grounded as you navigate your path through these processes. And the first thing to do is practice compassion, because guys, many of us were at home and we didn't feel safe because coronavirus is around the corner. We felt limited because of the quarantine. We felt uncertain because the job market, the stock market, everything is around us is in uproar and upside down, and many people are feeling insecure about their finances, about their health. When you feel these feelings, please practice compassion. Practice compassion towards yourself first and foremost, and then towards the millions and billions of people who are experiencing what you are experiencing, and some on even more severe degree. Be there for your fellow human and practice compassion and understanding, and don't judge. And don't judge. Guys, I was born and raised in Iraq. I lived my entire life in a war zone. To me, the quarantine in 2020 was a walk in the park. Honestly, to me, it was a walk in the park, because in my mind, I was thinking, you know what? Being at home, sitting down with electricity and some necessities provided, beats the crap out of bombs flying right and left over my head with the possibility of killing me and my family in one hit. And guys, I'm sharing this with you to give you a little perspective, so you stop being so hard on yourself and start to look at these crazy times as just a bump in the road, instead of your life is over and everything has changed. Now, the second practice I encourage you to do is be there for others. Be there for others. Reach out to those who need help. Many people during this pandemic lost their jobs. Many people had no way of providing for themselves. And if you've been blessed, especially financially, during the pandemic, where many people lost their jobs and they had no way of supporting themselves, and they had to rely on unemployment. And guys, we all know that unemployment is not meant to be the answer. Unemployment, if you want to put an example to it, is a band-aid that you put on a person with an amputated arm or leg. Like, just let that image sink in. Small little band-aid over a cut off arm or leg. Unemployment was not meant to be a permanent solution. It was meant to be a resource to be provided to you or to those who lost their jobs when their main source has been cut. So we all know that unemployment is not enough. So if you've been blessed and you had a job and you were still working and still generating income, but you're at home, so that means you're not traveling, you're not spending money on gas, you're not going around buying stuff that you might not need just because you saw it and it's cool. And guys, in the Western world, many companies have postponed mortgages and postponed credit card payments, and many of the billing and utilities companies have postponed payouts to help out people. So if you are one of these people who got that benefit and you saved that money, guess what? Instead of hoarding all that money, go and help somebody out. Help those who are less fortunate. Help the single mother who was a waitress and overnight she was let go and she couldn't provide for herself and her family. Go and help the college student who was working as a hairdresser, putting himself or herself through school while working so they can really become a human who can contribute to society. And now because of the pandemic and the quarantine, no one can get a haircut and their income has been cut dry overnight and they have to survive on savings. And guys, let's be truthful, many people don't have savings because they are barely making it living paycheck to paycheck, and now they have no paycheck at all or some form of payments in the form of unemployment. That's not enough, and those people are struggling. So please help those around you. Tune in to those around you and see how you can be of value. Because guys, when you give what was given to you freely and openly, God blesses you with that tenfold and more. I've seen that happen in my life. I've seen that happen in the life of the mentors and the good people that I met. And I also saw that happen in the life of people who didn't have enough, but they gave anyway. And then the flood of abundance start to come their way. So help those around you. Please help those around you. And this leads me to the 7th energy update, which is honoring yourself. And I know, guys, this recording is getting a little bit long. Please bear with me. I wanted to give as many details as possible so you guys can really be fully aware of what's happening in July and really be able to master yourself. So guys, as you know, many things has happened in the early part of 2020 and they are continuing to happen, and it is highly important for us to honor ourselves and to process all these things in our own good time. So my invitation for you once again is to sit still, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths and start to enter your spirit, because guys, when you do that, you tap into your heart. You tap into your heart. And many people who don't know how to tap into their spirit, the easiest way to do that is put your hands on your heart for 3 to 5 minutes and don't think about anything. Just focus on the heartbeat and the breath. That allows you to draw yourself inward. And if you get distracted by any thoughts, just simply come back to the heartbeat and the breath and continue to connect to your heart. Eventually, guys, your mind and heart will start talking to one another, and they create what it's called mind-heart coherence, and your heart will start talking to you. And I know, guys, I'm not a crazy guy who's just gonna tell you that your heart talks. I know that the heart is an organ, but guys, the heart also speaks volume through feelings, through visions, through emotions that you experience. But guys, if you open yourself up to the experiences of the heart, then you become an awakened soul, a soul that is more than capable to navigate 2020. Not just the changes that happened, but the changes that are about to come. You become a soul that is not focused on the past and not trying to fight hard to hold to the world that we knew once, because that's not coming, guys. And when you become an awakened soul, you remember that you are a sovereign being and you're not going to be scared. You're going to be prepared. You're not going to be scared. You're going to be prepared. So to help you organize yourself, guys, so you no longer live in the past and focus in the present, that's why I shared these 7 messages with you for the month of July. And I'm so grateful and thankful that you tuned in and joined me on this session. And I really hope that these messages have brought peace of mind, peace of heart, peace of soul to your life and enabled you to really become one with the divine, one with source energy that permeates all. So guys, if you enjoyed this session, please like, comment, and share. Give this post a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing so you can get notification every time I release a brand new video for you guys. And if you're on social media, make sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest, because I release more content over there, and everything you need is underneath this video in terms of links and resources. So thank you so much for tuning in. I love you so much, and I'll see you again later this week with another video. Till we speak again, may the rest of your life be the best of your life, and namaste.